Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and today we are looking at 3 different anti-pilling acrylic yarns. Now the reason I'm doing this video is this blanket right here. This is one that I made out of 3 different regular acrylic yarns, and it's gotten a lot of wear already. I used some Lion Brand Vanna's Choice, I used some Red Heart Super Saver, and I used some Lion Brand Pound of Love. And you can see already how fuzzy the different yarns have gotten. This is a blanket that has gotten a lot of love. It's been on the sofa. The children have been using it a lot, and it has gone through the wash a couple of times. Now I am planning on making another large blanket, and so I don't want to have quite the amount of pilling that I got out of this one. So I thought, why don't we try out some anti-pilling acrylics and see if we can put them to the test. The ones I'm going to be looking at in this video, and I do understand there are others, but just for this video, these were the ones that I could access most easily. So I'm going to be looking at Big Twist Living by Joann's. I'm going to be looking at Yarn Bee's Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber by Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to be looking at Lion Brand's Basic Stitch Anti-Pilling. Before I get started, I just want to note the prices on all of these. I did get the Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby. Every other week they have their yarn at 30% off, and so regular price $4.99 a ball, and I got it for $3.49 a ball. I got these two, the Lion Brand and the Big Twist, at Joann's. The regular price of the Big Twist Living is $6.49 a ball, and I got it on sale. I believe it was 25% off. It was $4.87. And the Lion Brand Basic Stitch, the regular price there is also $6.49, and I got it for $3.99. I have a little chart here that I'm going to be filling out as we go. So let me go ahead and just put in the information from the ball bands. For the sake of being thorough, let's slip these ball bands off and weigh them out. Alright, so here's what we have so far. It looks like the Hobby Lobby was right on, the Lion Brand was a little bit more, and the Big Twist Multi was right on as well. So the next thing we need to do is figure out wraps per inch. Now on each of these, they are all categorized as a number 4 weight. But as we've learned on this channel before, sometimes that 4 weight can mean different things. The 4 weight is actually a range of sizes, and it's based on wraps per inch. So let's start wrapping these yarns on my little scale here, on my little ruler, and see how they come up in terms of wraps per inch. So we've got 3 fairly comparable yarns here. Let me explain to you how this experiment is going to work. I am going to be making a hat out of each of these 3 yarns, and then my goal is to get it through the wash 3 times. I'm going to put these hats through with my children's laundry. So for me, that's kind of a hotter temperature, maybe like a warm temperature, and no extra bleach, nothing like that, but it then tumbles dry. Not on tumble dry low, but tumble dry with regular cottons and that kind of thing. I'm going to go through 3 different times, and I'm going to check to see how much pilling I get. Once they're done, I'm going to weigh the hats before and after that 3rd wash, and we'll see how they perform. Now, I hear you asking, Mary, how are you going to know that these anti-pilling acrylics are actually doing what they purport to do? Well, have no fear. Enter retro stripe hat. This is my control hat. This is made out of Red Heart Super Saver stripes in retro stripe, and I use the same size hook. I'm going to be using a size 5.5 millimeter hook on all the hats. I'm going to be washing this hat along with the others in anti-pilling, and so then we will be able to compare all 3 of these with the control hat, the non-anti-pilling acrylic, and see if there is a visible difference, and if so, what is that difference? So let me go ahead and get to work on those hats, and I'll get to washing, and I'll see you soon. Alright, some time has passed, and I have made those hats, so let's check them for weight. Now, I was surprised that they did come out slightly differently in size, despite the fact that they were the same, generally the same size yarn all around. So I'll do some calculations just out of curiosity to see how much yardage was in each of these hats. And I'll have that in our final figures over here. But for now, let's take a bit of a closer look at these hats just so you can see how much pilling we have. You might be surprised to see that I don't find any pilling. These are straight up freshly made hats. I don't see any there. Same thing on the green. Do you see any little fuzzies there on the side? Maybe a little fuzz, but nothing significant. And then our multicolored one. Let's go ahead and start our main experiment. Let's go and get these in the wash. It's been about 3 weeks for me, but instantaneous for y'all, and I have the results here to share with you now. All right, so let's start by looking at our control sample. You can see, especially in the black, how fuzzy it's gotten. I have to say, in terms of texture, even though it's softened up, this red heart has definitely softened up, it's still maybe not the softest. Some of these other anti-pill, low-pill acrylics are definitely softer than this one is. It's not pilling per se, but it's definitely shredding some. So that's kind of the baseline. Can we get better than this in our anti-pilling acrylics? Here we have Hobby Lobby in pink. And let's just see. It is pilling a little bit. You can see some of the fuzz, especially on the edges. In terms of softness, it is quite soft. I can feel how drapey the fabric has become, but in general, this one was pretty soft to begin with. It wasn't the absolute softest. I would say it's probably the least soft of the three starting out. It seems to have done a pretty good job of not fraying. You can kind of see here on this edge as I turn it around. You can see some of the fuzz, but the stitch definition is still quite nice. Moving on to the Lion brand. I hope that you can see, despite the light color, that there is quite a bit of fuzz happening here along the edges. This seems to be a bit fuzzier than the pink. So in terms of whether or not it's anti-pilling or low pill, I'm not as impressed with this one. You do have quite a bit of the fibers coming loose. You also do have a lightening up of the fabric. It is looser, it is quite soft, but in terms of being a true kind of anti-pill, does it significantly pill less? I don't know. This one's probably not as striking as the first one, as the Hobby Lobby. So now let's look at Joann's. So you can see on the edge with these colors that there is some fraying, there are some bits of those fibers coming off. And this one, in my opinion, was the softest to work with. It was ever so slightly smaller of a weight of yarn, just ever so slightly. But I really did enjoy working with it, and I thought that the colors were just gorgeous. So this one was a joy to work with. It again has loosened up in the wash, and yeah, you do see some pilling, some of the fibers kind of loosening up, but it isn't that bad. So let me order these from most pilly to least pilly. Coming in at the most pilly, no surprise here, it's the red heart, our sample, our control variable right here. You can see it's very, very, very fuzzy there. Number 2, I would say, is the Lion brand, the basic stitch anti-pilling, because you still, especially kind of contrasting against the black, you can see how fuzzy it is. Not quite as severe, but still pretty rough roads there. Then for number 3, I'm actually going to put both the Hobby Lobby and the Joann's at the exact same. I think that they are equally good at resisting pilling. Now this is after 3 washes, just at a regular cycle, sometimes at a warm level, sometimes at a cool level, but always in the dryer with my regular clothes or the children's clothes, and always at a medium-high temperature. So I was a little bit rougher. I wasn't laying these flat to dry. I wasn't even doing a low tumble dry. I just threw them in with the rest of the laundry. So in terms of just the pilling factor, I would say that the Hobby Lobby and the Joann's, these two are my favorites at this point. Just for fun, let's weigh and see if the weight has changed at all. All right, so going through the wash, it's not like these yarns lost a lot of bulk from fibers coming loose enough to affect the weight of them. Now the big question of which of these three do I like best? Now, in terms of anti-pilling, as I said, the Hobby Lobby brand and the Joann's Big Twist brand, those were absolutely my favorite. But between these two, which one would I choose? Let's go back and look at some of our stats. So at Hobby Lobby, each ball is 232 yards, and on the sale price, which is every other week when you get 30% off, you get 232 yards for $3.49. Then at Joann's, you get 199 yards, and those sale prices can vary. You're going to have to check from week to week, and it's only at Joann's, but it's going to be regular price $6.49, but on sale that week, I got it for just under $5. So less yardage, more money. Between these two, even though the Big Twist is a little bit softer, I'm going to go with the Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, I think, wins this round. So let me know what you guys think. Do you have a strong opinion on anti-pilling acrylic? Was this something that's useful to you? And let me know which you would choose if you were going to make maybe a blanket, maybe a scarf. What would be your go-to based on this video? Or are there other kinds of anti-pilling acrylics that I haven't tested that you would like me to run through the same process? I will do my best to put it through the exact same protocol so that we can do some accurate comparisons here. Thank you so much to everyone who's hung out with me today. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to all those that comment and like and share this video. And if I'm not your cup of tea, thank you so much for listening this long. I do appreciate you, and I do hope I'll see you again soon. Bye.